2. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your brother from another brother, Mays, in the house. I already know my other half is the one and only.
Jace the Ace in this place. What's good, y'all?
That's what I'm talking about. You know, she say little words, but she finally get them out there. Hey, listen, y'all, we on the porch, y'all, this week. We on the porch with the one and only, the ombre triplet. I'm just gonna call him Sugah Man.
Amen.
Go on, man. Sugah Man, talk to me. Because here's the thing. Since you've been here, people been saying, man, you need to get with the Sugah Man. I'm like, like in what way? Sugah Man, like in what kind of way?
My mother hated
Yeah, you know,
but it's
do I need? I mean, is he selling something? I mean, what? How do I need to get it? But they keep saying, man, I need to get with you because, man, you all about that, your business, man. Talk to us, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. It's been a road, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love the stage, man.
Yeah.
And when I came to Springfield, I went to a comedy club here, man, and they had an open mic night.
Right.
I didn't consider myself an open mic person, but you
Right,
know, in
right.
order to get yourself out there, you know, you got to get in there. And I had been calling for weeks and weeks and
Right.
weeks, and he wouldn't let me up, man. Finally, I sat back and watched a few of his shows, you know, the people that he have on his shows, and I was able to get on the show, man, and I wanted to see what number I was, and it was about 12 comics, maybe 15. And I think they had me like second or third or something. I said, you don't want to do that, man. And I'm trying to be big headed with them. I just told them you don't want to do that because I've seen the comedians that you have. I've watched them.
Right.
I've been doing this for a little while, and if you put me in that area, they're gonna have a problem following me. And he put me up anyway. I know what I'm doing. I got you. All right. I said, okay. So I got up there, man. I went up to 3 minutes. He's flashing his light.
What?
And said, yeah, you're right. I know.
Had to do something bigger.
Yeah. So, and I was doing it just to see the scene and get out into the midst of things, the entertainment. So I was hitting different open mics and decided, you know what, it's time for me to bring my own. I want to bring a different style of comedy here to Springfield because what I saw was more of a blue collar comedy, and I'm cool with that, But when I get to talking about the presidency and all the different legislator and the judicial system, I don't know nothing about that stuff. So you get to naming them people in there, making jokes about them, and everybody laughing around me. I'm sitting there dumbfounded.
Right.
So my comedy is more set for the minority or people who didn't have it, had hard times growing up. And those are type of comics I bring, talk about things that my generation or more my style of people, I guess you can say, whether it be white, black, Mexican, it don't make a difference. You just grew up hard.
Right.
And we're talking about those type of things you can relate to more.
And before we get any further, and for those who are just now listening in, we on the porch, y'all. Like I said, we on the porch with my man, Mr. the Ombre Triplet, aka Sugah Man.
Amen.
Listen, he's already have startled some things here in the field, but I kind of want to introduce you a little bit more to him because I'm just reading straight from the hip here. Known on the stage as Sugah Man, has been bringing laughter to audiences for nearly 30 years. And he shared the stage with comedy greats like Cedric the Entertainer, obviously Guy Torrey, Michael Collier, Lavelle Crawford, and Coco Brown, and even earned an invitation to audition for America's Got Talent. Now, of course, today, Sugah Man hosts his own hit show, and it's called Sugah Front Porch, where the laugh is always coming.
That's right.
And here's the thing. I've actually been to one of your shows, man, and I really like what I see. Now we talk off air, we know some of the same people. Obviously, I was in the industry, radio industry, gospel industry as well, for 20 years.
I've done that too.
You done that too?
I was a radio disc jockey doing
this brother over
Southern
here.
gospel, man. Something old, something new, something
Southern
just
gospel.
for you. Yeah.
See,
And
you might have played some of our songs. We was the apostles.
Well,
it's all good.
It was in Jefferson City.
Oh, J City?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was with a church program that he has his own radio and TV.
Right.
And I was one of the disc jockeys for the morning gospel show.
Okay.
And my life has been a whirlwind, man. I've done a little bit of everything, but there's a start in it.
And we're gonna talk about that stuff because you told me you were from East St.
No, no,
No,
no,
you're
no.
not from East St.
I'm from St. Louis,
From St.
Missouri.
Louis.
My
Okay.
father is from East St. Louis. So
Okay.
I don't say I'm not from East St. Louis. I'm from both. So I
Right,
was
right,
back
right,
and
right.
forth all my life.
Right.
Father, my grandmother was like my mom too,
Right.
and so I was in East St. Louis, and then I be in St. Louis. So I'm 314 and 618.
Hey,
So
there
I
you go.
claim
There
them
you
both,
go.
Yeah, I mean, I love my East
Yeah.
Boogie family, you know.
But here's the thing, and a lot of people who have come down here to the field from St. Louis, East
Mhm.
St. Louis, they come for different reasons. Obviously, some are coming for hey, a change. And
Amen.
then you got some who are coming for retirement. You got some just like, look, I just got to get up out of this city. I got to get somewhere close enough where I can dip back when I want to. But here's the beauty of it, man, and this is what I hear a lot of. People get here and they find themselves and they recreate themselves.
Mhm.
Do you find yourself recreating yourself
Yeah.
since being
So
here?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Everything you just said, it was all of the above.
Really?
It was all of the above. Um, and like I told you about my background, I was getting away from the things that pushed me in a negative way.
Okay.
Things that were, I had to see daily that made me have to fight against that demon even more. I needed
Mm-hmm.
to get away from that. I
Mm-hmm.
believed that I had something to give, not only to myself, but to my children.
Right.
Um, Starting in entertaining when I was like 9 years old. Everywhere I went, my mom would want that somebody would want me to do something, whether it be
Right. Right.
singing,
Right.
whether it be
Right. Right.
dancing. And comedy came years down the road. I didn't even realize I could do it. And so I needed a change in my life. I had stayed in Colorado for like 17 years.
Okay.
Um, and finally had to come home because I had grandkids now. I had
Wow. Wow.
grandkids. I got 8 of them.
What you talking now?
Ooh,
Now we
Lord.
talked off air, man. We about the same
Yeah.
same age, man.
Yes, yes.
My kids ain't had kids
And my
yet,
uncle
but
say I'm
it was
52
is.
years young.
What?
52 years young.
52 years young?
52
All right, I'm gonna
years
start
young.
saying that. I'm 52 years young.
Yes, my
'Cause
uncle
I'm
Bishop Tommy Triplet would say,
you know what I'm saying?
52 years young.
You know what? Let me give a shout out to your uncle, man. I respect him. Real
Yes,
talk.
man. And
That's a real
so,
man of the word right
yeah.
there.
And so what happened for me, I was in Colorado, man, and I'm just be blunt.
No,
I'm
talk
not,
to me.
yeah.
This is open court,
Right.
man. You know
I
how I
was
told you.
I was I was a drug addict, man. Um
Mm,
and I had gotten away from it, but my drug addiction got even more powerful because I was able to start to
mm,
sell drugs.
gotcha.
So now the drug was free for me. Okay,
Mm,
which what the industry calls it. I was a functional addict because I had so much of it. I had got immune to it. I can do it, and you would never tell that
never
I
tell you
was
can do
because
it.
I had
Yeah.
got acclimated to it. You know what I mean?
Mm,
I had done it so much. And so when it was time for a change, getting off papers, I mean, I did all that.
mm,
And now I got grandkids. Now, mind you, inside of this story, man, I hadn't seen my kids for 17 years.
wow.
I left St. Louis,
Mm,
a drug addict, needing change.
mm,
And the story was that a man came to me. I was standing outside of Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm
mm.
looking for a hustle, man.
Right, right.
And he came and asked me for a job that I wanted to go with this carnival. And, at this point, I'm willing to take anything. We
Yeah,
travel, we pay for your hotel.
yeah.
I'm like, nah, man, I'm
But did it
cool.
have anything to do with you developing into this entertainer? Because
All of
I know
this,
you talked about you had some dreams. I mean, we talked off air.
all
I
of this,
mean,
all this.
all
So,
that. Yeah.
so, I mean, let's start, let's go back.
Yeah, yeah.
The start of my entertaining
Mhm,
was, I guess I was 9 or 10 years old.
mhm,
And I watched my father and them, my grandmother owned a club in East St. Louis.
right.
My father was always singing, and my father was what they call the ministry of music,
Mhm.
minister of music, and they say he was one of the best ever in the game.
Okay.
But I watched him always singing, and they be singing, and I just be in awe with him and my
Right,
mom.
right.
He used to lie to me when Tammy Terrell and Marvin Gaye came on the radio, and he told me that was him and my mama. So I really thought that. So I was saying, "Oh,
Hey man,
man."
that was a good
Hey, but my
time,
mom
man.
could sing. My
Yeah,
mom could
yeah,
sing. My
yeah.
dad could sing. So every time I heard that song, I was like, "That's my mom
It's
and my
my mama and
daddy."
daddy.
No, So
Right.
what happened was we was at home one day and we was watching Motown. My dad didn't miss any musical programs, and
Right,
Motown
right.
25 came on.
Come on now. I remember
Now,
exactly
mind
where
you,
I
my
was at.
dad used to have me and my brothers, in front of his bed. He used to teach us how to sing the
Yeah,
Temptations
yeah,
songs. We used
yeah.
to do the little dances, and I always loved when he gave us
Mm.
that time with us to do that.
Right, right.
And I used to think I could sing, and 'cause I wanted to mimic my father. My father was my superhero, man.
There you go.
That's how I got the name, and I'll explain that later. Um, so at 19 years old, I watched Motown 25, and I saw Michael Jackson do the
Come on
spin and the
now.
moonwalk, and I'm talking about I lost it.
Oh yeah, I was on. I was sitting there with my glove.
Oh
And
my
I had my
Lord, I
shoes
lost it. Now,
on.
mind you, before that, I ain't gonna lie
Yeah,
to you,
yeah.
I used to put on my white bell bottoms. I was about 6, 7, and I still remember this. Watch this here. I've been music just grabbed me,
There you
always
go.
grabbed
There
me.
you
I
go.
used to watch the Elvis Presley on weekends. And I would put these when I knew the movie was coming on. I take a bath and I put on my favorite white bell bottom jeans
Yeah,
with
yeah.
this big butterfly white shirt with the pearl buttons on it,
Yeah,
man.
Jace, you don't know nothing about that.
And
You
I'd
don't
be
know
No,
nothing
sitting there
I'm
about that.
visioning them.
shaking my leg and gyrating like Elvis when I was little. My dad would be, cheering me on, go boy, and I'd just be getting it.
Doing it.
Yeah. So when Michael did his thing, that was past Elvis. I was like,
Yep.
so one day we're dancing at my grandmother's club. She was always in the daytime, and we always had our birthday parties in her club. We dancing and stuff.
Right, right.
I got a picture. I should have sent you this picture of me posing. I got my birthday hat on, and I'm watching this person who's battling me, as we call it.
Right.
And I'm serious. I'm waiting on him to finish and let him know I'm gonna get you,
You
boy.
about to get him?
So I started doing the Michael Jackson just off of memory.
Right.
Now after a while, I started watching it. Then my grandmother let me do it one night while the club was open. It
Oh,
was
so
jam-packed.
she broke you. She basically broke you. Okay,
That's
okay.
And I was able to get up and do Michael Jackson, man. Mind you, I had never did the moonwalk. I'm
What?
one of the visual guys.
Right.
And my daddy was one of the ones that get it, boy. Get it. Now, show him. Now, go pump them hips. Get the hips.
There you go,
He in
there
the
you go.
background doing this
Yeah,
while
yeah.
I'm dancing, And so, man, I dancing, doing Billie Jean in my grandmother's club, and they cheering, and I got every move in my head. I'm doing it to the science, man. They're throwing money, man. They throwing dollars. Back
Right,
then,
right.
$1 for a person my age was
Come
like
on,
$100 bill.
What you talking?
And it's about 50 of them on the floor.
That's about four.
I'm
That's
really
about 4
gyrating
Chico
now.
sticks right there,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm
What
really
you talking
jamming.
about?
I'm
An
get the pickle.
annihilator.
Get the pickle with the
Yeah.
peppermint in the middle. You don't know what I'm talking about. That pickle with that old peppermint in it. Boy, look at the
Play with me. Don't be playing with me, man.
Look here.
Come on now.
I get that knee-high pea soda. I get me a bag of. We just see in St.
Knee-high.
Louis. We got red
Oh,
hot
talking about-
Ripley's. You get the red hot Ripley's,
Yeah.
or you get the hot Sundance.
I'll say,
Y'all know nothing about that
Sundance.
here
I
in
know nothing
Springfield.
right now.
You
I
know
know
that one?
nothing. I
That's
know
still
nothing.
tripping out to you, huh? Right there.
Ooh, Lord.
Hey man,
So-
hold on, real quick. Hey y'all, listen. If you're just joining us, hey, we're gonna come right back to you. We're gonna take a quick break because you starting to get into some things, man.
Man, but
you talking about
it's-
that Michael Jackson? Because
I'm
here's
about
the
to say
thing.
we just at the beginning though.
Hey, I
It's
know,
a
right?
build-up to
Hey,
this thing, man.
and we're gonna come back to it because that Michael Jackson's coming out here in April. That new one, the biopic.
I can't.
Hey,
I
listen,
can't wait to
I'm-
see
bro,
that. Talking about
listen.
with his nephew.
With his nephew.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm no lie when I say this. I found one of my jackets. I can't fit it, but I might have to cut
Man,
some
I
of
got
it.
the glove.
I
at
might have
home.
to
just
cut some of it.
redesign it. You know what I'm
How?
saying?
No,
Just
I
I
can't
got,
sew.
I got the Billie Jean jacket. at
Don't
home.
play with me,
I got the
man.
glitter. I still got the glove. I got the socks. All that.
Don't even play.
'Cause every
Man,
now
we
and
need to
then,
go. We need to go
I
and just
still
stand up
bust
and
a
do the
move.
thing. I can still do a little spin, but I might get dizzy and fall over.
I can't do the moonwalk no
Oh
more.
Well, you
man,
can't
you're
do
gonna have
it.
to take it easy.
I
You're
tried
Hey
to do
y'all.
a moonwalk
Hey,
one
listen.
time.
This is our brother Maze. That's Jace. We got the
Yeah.
Sugah Man on the show. Hey, this is locked and loaded. We're gonna come right back. Hey, Sugah gonna take us back on the porch.
Hey, front porch.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I know you've been paying attention. You've been waiting to get back. I am the one and only Brother Mays, aka Marlon Rashawn Graves. You already know that's the government name, but you know Jace is over here too.
Yeah, I'm over here pressing these buttons and
Yes, yes,
whatnot.
yes. But here's our special guest in the house, and we on the porch with the one and only Sugah Man. That's right, the Ombre Triplet. That's right, the man himself, Sugah Man.
Amen.
Sugah Man. The question is, and we was just talking about Jackson, doing
Right.
the
That's how
Jackson
I got
thing.
into the
How you
industry.
kind of jumped on stage.
Yeah.
Grandma had
My
you at her
grandmother allowed
club.
me to do the dance, and I got all this money, man. And
Yeah.
I finally tried to moonwalk for the first time that night and lit it up. I literally
What?
did it. I was, you know how you being all so I was like, wait a minute, I'm doing it. Wait a minute, hold on.
Right, right.
And I was going, and so after that, she let me do it every weekend. Every
Wow.
weekend, I'm pulling in $40, $50, man, off the floor.
And that's a lot of money for a kid
Yes,
back in the day.
yes,
Right?
and
Let's be
them
real.
days, and so I would have
Yeah.
money for a few weeks, but I had to give it to my grandmama because my daddy is spending.
Right.
Daddy spending, yeah. And so, 19 years old, I'm gonna push forward a little bit.
Yeah, you good.
Well, after that, I was in a contest at school.
Right.
Normandy, I went to Normandy.
Right.
Vikings.
Man.
I went to Normandy, and
we almost played y'all in the playoffs. I'm just gonna
we
say
did
it.
a talent show.
Right.
And I was rapping then. I wanted to do just stage. I don't care what it is, the stage. I wanted to be on stage. I wanted to be seen. And I was doing a rap, man. And I had these, I never forget these jeans with the before they start cutting the holes in the jeans. I had a dynamite stick airbrushed on mine, and I had a big hole in the knee right there. And they weren't doing that then, but so they was in like, what? And my name was crazy. I had a crazy name, but I thought of it back then. It was fly. I was called Dino Rock.
Dino Rock.
I thought that was so. Back then, I thought it was tight. I look at it now,
Right,
like,
right.
man, like you played in the Flintstones or something.
You know what?
But Dino was like saying dynamite.
Right,
and that was the fire spin. It blew up. And I'm rapping. I had this guy that beatbox, and he was cold with it. We doing the thing, and they cheering, they hollering. I got them going. I'm jamming. Well, here come 5 dudes after me, and the girls go ziggity boom. They ain't even did nothing yet. I'm like, and they start doing New Edition. It was I forget the song at the time.
Right.
But and they went crazy and they lip singing, but they steps was on point.
Now, was this the New Edition before JG?
No. This group was called the Paisley. They was
the Paisleys?
they before the JG. James Johnny Gill hadn't jumped in yet. Bobby's still in the group.
Now, you was over in St. Louis doing this with this group, right?
Right.
Because I think we talked a little bit about this because at the end of the day, it's funny because at the same time, around that same time, I think I was 20. Yeah, I just turned 20, 21. I'm in a group called For Real out of the Kansas City area. And we was doing a couple shows across Missouri, whatever we get paid. Obviously, just to get back, we took our money to put on gas and that was it. But at the end of the day, it was so funny because we kept hearing about a lot of groups out of St. Louis. I kind of wonder if that might
back
have been
then the most famous groups, some of the famous groups, we had Poppin' Lock, you had the 14 Karat Lovers.
14 Karat Lovers.
With Sonny Metcalf.
Oh my God,
yes,
I actually remember
so
that.
I was with Sonny and them and all that, and our group was with them. We was going by Paisley.
Yeah.
Well, we did a show in Clayton, Missouri, man, and we didn't win, but we won because the audience was chanting our name the whole time.
Right.
And so we went to the bar, man. Oh, so let me back up. So after this talent show at school, this group won. And I had never lost a talent show before.
Oh, so that was personal.
Yeah. So they said you can't beat them, what?
Join them.
So they ended up losing a person. I was like, yo.
What?
What's up? I said I could sing a little bit too.
Yeah.
So back then, you would sing to your girlfriend over the stone. So I was doing the New Edition songs. What was it? The one that Bobby loved to do. Mr. Telephone Man. I was doing that, and one of my favorite songs by New Edition.
Something wrong with my mind. Yeah. When I dial my baby's number, I get a click every time. What you know about that jam?
Hold on. Let's not act like I'm a late 90s baby. So what do you think I listened to when I was younger?
And affection.
Come on.
Hey, y'all, listen. This boy got a voice, too. Hey, real quick. We're going to plug this real quick. Hey, if you're going to see him and I real quickly, was that December 20th?
Yeah.
We're gonna be at the Riff. We
Soulful
actually the
Christmas.
Soulful Christmas through Mosaic. We actually doing a little group thing.
Okay.
Talking about
Yeah, I
the
gotta see that.
them Temptations, you know. Yeah, we
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
you know,
I'ma
I
be
got
there.
honored to be
I,
asked to do that.
I got to get my knee right, y'all. I got to brace it. You know,
I'm gonna be
just playing.
checking. I'm gonna be checking in with you. Make sure you practicing.
I did not. You right, he did.
Yes.
Oh my God,
And that's
see?
the role you're playing.
That's the role I'm playing. Hey, y'all.
Yeah. So anyway,
you know what I'm saying?
bam, we so I ended up joining this group, and
Yeah.
we did a show in Clayton. We left Clayton, and most of the group of people followed us to Pantera's Pizza.
Okay.
Now, Pantera's Pizza, where I'm from, was like a hangout. They
Okay.
had the jukebox and all that
okay.
in there. So they wanted us to do the New Edition thing again at the Pantera's Pizza. And it's crowded now. We came with a bunch of people. So we do the New Edition thing. And then we get through, we sit down, it's this drunk dude sitting at our table. He's like, yeah, where y'all from? Y'all a music group or something? Y'all dancing? I like y'all style, man. He said, what's y'all name? We was like, and I never liked the name. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Right.
We wore a lot of Paisley stuff. He's like, we the Paisley. He said, Paisleys? He said, this ain't the 70s, man. The Paisleys.
So y'all wasn't no doo-wop group?
He said, y'all need to get another name or something. Y'all doing the New Edition thing. He said, y'all should call yourself, New Exposure. We was like,
wow.
And that's how we got the name.
Wow.
We became New Exposure. So we going around doing this New Edition thing, man. And after a while, the street dancing started coming in. It was more of the crunk wasn't coming out yet, but it was more street dance. So doing New Edition thing had faded off for a minute.
Yep.
And then Johnny came. Yeah. Then we was able to get back up again. That's when we did If It Isn't Love. Oh, my Lord. Then we got a chance to sing. Because we wasn't going to lip sing no more. And we can harmonize together. So I had to play the Johnny role. And I couldn't wait to show my little 14-year-old pipes.
Come on
you
now.
know, I thought I was, man, you could, because I played Ronnie in the group at first. Big ups to Ronnie.
He was all about that dancing, you know. He was getting out
Because I was one of the best dancers in the
There
group.
you
So
go.
they called me the Ronnie because everybody know Ronnie was the best dancer in New Edition.
Wasn't the best
Hands
singer.
down.
All right.
Hands down.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I was the Ronnie.
Okay.
You know, and then after Johnny Gill joined the group, we decided to start singing. Then I had to do the Johnny Gill role because nobody else do that deep.
So
I could.
kind of talk, and here's the thing: I don't think people really understand the diversity of your talent because you're growing. Like at this time in your life, you're discovering more who you are.
Yes.
Obviously, the comedy was not even in the picture at the point.
Exactly. So
right
this
now,
is a
you
walk
just
up.
this
is a walk.
You just this entertainer. You singing,
right?
You
And
part of a
I
group.
wanted it so bad, man. I just I couldn't find my niche.
Yeah.
Right. You know, dancing wouldn't give me no money. You know, I mean, I was getting, we were getting shows or whatnot, but it was more so of the fun and the girls screaming. I didn't care about no money at that age. You know what I mean? But as I got older and, you know, me and my friend Antoine, may he rest in peace, me and him got a group together and we would do birthday parties, birthday parties. And there's some pictures I'll be able to send to y'all. You see me in the hot top fade, and we got the polka dot MC Hammer on fit.
You had the Gumby?
We get it.
What you talking?
I know the Gumby.
You know the
Gumby.
And so I couldn't find my
couldn't do the
niche.
Gumby.
So this is where things changed for me in my life, man. 19 years old. Well, actually, 16 years old, I was introduced to crack cocaine.
Okay.
And I was trying to hustle it, you know. And this group that we was gonna hang out with, they were older than us. And every day they'd ask me, "You should try this, man. It's better than me." But one day, curiosity hit me and tried it. Now, back then, it wasn't like it is now. It had you all tweaked out. All you wanted to do was just run and meet your girl somewhere. That was it, you know. And so but by the time I was 19, I became an addict, man. I was strung out on crack cocaine. I was bad. I ended up going to rehab at 19 years old.
Now, real quickly, because you know, and we see the biopics, we see all this, watching the old groups and everything. But and I can personally say this too, because I have been in the gospel group, I have been in the R&B group, and trying to make it. Why does drug addiction become the crutch, especially for entertainment?
Well, you got to understand, at the time, I was young. I was just trying to be grown. As we said back in those days, I was just trying to be grown. I was hanging around people that were older than me that I didn't even know they was doing drugs, and then
Right.
found out, and then they found out that I was trying to hustle because back then I hadn't seen the movie New Jack City yet. Had I seen the movie New Jack City, I'd have never got on drugs. I'm just honest to God
What?
truth. I'm that type of person. That hadn't
Yeah.
came out yet.
Right, right.
And so, but what did come out was Easy Ease and them dope man, yeah, that's me. And so that was a
Yeah.
style. So you sold drugs and
Yep.
had on the dope man Nike or gangster Nikes, what people
Right.
call them, in the Levi's. You was that dude. So I
Yeah.
was just being that dude. Now,
Right.
mind you, I come from a family that had a little something for themselves, so I wasn't hard up at all. But I just wanted to be that individual. So I let them talk me into it. So this was at 16. By the time I became
It's all good.
sorry about that, Joe.
Oh, you
By
good?
the
It's
time
all
I
good.
became 19, I was strung out, man. You know, I ended up going to rehab at 19. When I got to rehab, we had a thing called Give It Away Day. And Give It Away Day was we had to tell a joke, do a poem or something on Saturdays, every Saturday. It was to break the ice. And I was in a co-ed rehab, and we called ourselves the family. Everything was approached the family.
Now, was this still in St. Louis, or
this was in Caseyville, Illinois.
Okay.
Okay, my father had found it for me, and I went. And so, Give It Away Day, I was doing, I would sing something. I figured that I would always sing something. Well, one day I went in my room and I was doing some Richard Pryor jokes. And I was doing it in the Richard Pryor voice, and my roommates were laughing up a storm. They said, "You should do that in front of the family next Saturday." Okay. So Saturday come around, and I did just that, and they went crazy. So everybody's laughing hard. The counselors come out, and like, what's going on? And so I end up doing the jokes, and the counselors came to me afterwards and said, "We need you to do that every night at PMD." PMD was the last group of the night, which is normally about 15 minutes.
Right.
Well, they wanted me to give up 5 minutes of comedy before everybody went to bed to put everybody in good spirit.
Wow.
So now, mind you, I'm running out Richard Pryor jokes, but I love the high that it gave me, the laughter. Just I was like, "Yay!"
Yeah.
It was a different feeling.
So was it? I mean, obviously they're using it as therapy and healing for
Right.
them. But
So
was
this is how it
was
kicks
it
in.
was it healing for you?
Very much so.
Okay.
Very much so. So I had to start writing my own stuff though, and I would still do Richard Pryor's voice though. It made it funnier to me.
Right. Right.
I get out and I go to a club that my mom had me set up to wash dishes. The music is playing. I'm back there washing dishes. It was an old Ponderosa, but it became a nightclub. And one night I'm working and there is no music playing. I'm hearing a lot of laughter. I'm like, what are they laughing at?
Right.
And I push open the door, and there stood Lavelle Crawford.
Oh,
he was hosting.
Wow.
And he wasn't big yet.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
fame
yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
he was
yeah.
a big boy though, but
Yeah.
he wasn't big in fame yet.
Oh yeah.
But he was the host. Cedric Entertainer was there. He had did, I think he had did Def Jam at the time, but he hadn't did anything major other than Def Jam and stuff like that. He called me by my first name. Right now, if I see said, he's like, "Hey, DLB."
Yeah, St. Louis born right there.
And so I met with them. So I ran to my mom and I asked her to allow me. I said, "Man, I can do that, Mom." She said, No. You dance, you sing a little bit. You don't do no comedy. That's comedy. They're telling jokes.
Mom was
I
trying
can
to keep
do
it
that.
real, right?
But she didn't know that I was doing this in rehab.
No, that's what I was about to ask. Did she know about?
She didn't know none of this.
that?
Wow.
So when they finally let me up and told me to do 10, 15 minutes or whatever, I got up and did all the Richard Pryor jokes, Eddie Murphy jokes. I didn't know. I didn't know you had to tell your own stuff. I just wanted to be funny,
Yeah.
So the next couple of weeks I'm asking them, can I go? Like, no, you got good stage presence, but you got to tell your own stuff, man. And so I was writing hard. So one night they came back there, I'm washing dishes, I'm mad. They come back and say, "Hey, we got a couple of comics that didn't show up. You want to perform?
Wow.
Can you do 15 minutes?" I'm like, I'm ready. I get up and do my thing, and I throw down, man. I get a standing ovation, man. They holler.
It's interesting because you talk about this opportunity, and I don't think, I want to kind of stop you right there because I don't think a lot of entertainers understand the grind, the start of the grind. They see people grinding and they're already in the mix. They at their, climax of their career, and they watch because of social media, because of all these things that we can see them in the limelight. People couldn't see you unless they were there at
Right.
that time.
Right.
So who was supporting you the most
Well,
during
there
this
was
time frame?
at that time. Once my mom saw, it, she was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
Because, after that, now I'm washing dishes and they're calling the club. Now, mind you, there is no Facebook. I think might have had MySpace.
MySpace,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Wasn't no
think I still-
Facebook, none of that
I
stuff. So
still
people are
have that-
calling the
I
club
still have
asking
that
about
page.
me,
Yeah.
right? And so the owner of the club will allow me to leave on the clock still, go do this birthday party, go do this wedding,
Right,
go
right,
do
right,
this.
right.
And I was getting jobs with comedy, and now it's starting to build.
Mm.
Darius Bradford. We was all in the same group called the Laugh Staff, man. It was Darius Bradford, Brother Dre, myself, a brother at the time we called Nasty Nate, but he's go by Little Nate now. And all these people, man, and I watched Darius and them. I watched them, and it helped build my stage up. Right. Matter of fact,
I was gonna ask at that time, did you have the name Sugah Man already for your stage name?
No,
Not yet?
it was Diabre.
Diabre,
So what
okay.
happened was with the name, my dad nicknamed me Sugah Man when I was about 1.
Right.
He said no matter who would come into the house, I asked me for some sugar, I'd pucker up. And if you had something I wanted,
That's one of the best ones I've heard
I would
so
touch
far
it.
about how they got their names.
Yeah,
That's a
I
good
would
one.
touch it first,
Yeah.
right? I would touch it 1st, and then pucker up and figure I'd get my way. So my daddy started calling me the Sugah Man. My father was once on drugs, and before he passed away, he started getting his life together, right? And we had fallen out because of our upbringing, him not really being there the way I felt he should have been, right? Good man, though, man, very good man. And before he died, though, we got really, really close.
I was going to ask that because being that he had that addiction, you had that addiction.
Right.
Did that bring you together, or was it from the good times outside of that brought you back?
I'm gonna have to say this. What brought us together, made us tight, was that I was still in my addiction, but this time I'm a function addict. He don't know this. He knew I had, and he knew I messed around still, but because he just saw a different version of me. Because now I'm that dude on the streets. Everybody knew, like, yo, St. Louis. That's what they call me, right?
Right.
And so now I got to look after him in a way that I didn't. He was on the block. He would be on the block, and I would see him. He wouldn't see me. I'm like, damn, he out here. I had brought him to Colorado to stay with me.
Right.
Well, one day I went to my pops, man. I said, you told me one time that when I would just go hang out in some of your spots you took me to, getting high and things,
Right.
I would go without him, right? And he'd show up. Hey, man, you can't stump on the same stumping grounds I'm stumping on. You know what I mean? You just don't do that, unless I take you there. And I threw that back at him. I said, man, you told me once that I couldn't be on the same stumping grounds as you. I said, well, you're doing it to me now. And I was crying. He was like, what's wrong with Sugah Man? And he always said Sugah Man when he was either in a good mood or he's trying to console me.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah. I said, you don't realize how many times I see you on the street. I said, I'm already watching my own back. Now I got to watch yours. And if something happened to you, I'm going to go to jail, man. And he said, you know what? You're right. He wiped my face. He said, you won't see me in the streets no more. And he straightened himself up. He stayed with my aunt for a while. Then he moved back with my uncle, Bishop Tommy Triplett. And they got him together, man. Started looking out for him. Prayer is powerful.
Yes, it
and
is.
so in that time, though, we got really tight, He got to explain some things to me and ask for forgiveness for some of the things that he had done. He literally called me and talked to me. The last time I talked to him, he actually said those things to me about how he apologized for what he had took us through as kids. But he also told me that he was grateful for what I did for him, even though he had done those things. I still looked out for him when he came to Colorado. I took care of his housing, his food daily. He didn't have to worry about eating, clothes, whatever he needed. And I felt that was my duty. And my grandmother instilled that in me. My grandmother's like, I helped him all I can help him. It's your turn. It's your daddy.
Yeah.
And so when he passed away, December 8th, December 6th, 2008, my father passed. I believe he was 58, young man. Some of my first material he wrote for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. and my father was hilarious. And like
I was gonna ask because did
so
he
my father
tap
was
into comedy
he
when he was
was he
younger?
was he was all around.
Yeah.
My dad was a minister of music. He could dance. I mean, and you hear him,
Yeah.
ow. So my grandmother had a club. So all you heard was, ow. You know, and certain songs come on,
That's a typical
you
reaction
hear
back in the day.
you hear his
Yeah.
voice over the music.
Yeah.
No matter how loud the DJ had, you could hear my daddy wailing at it. And I always admired that. And
Yeah.
so when he passed, I decided to use the nickname that he gave me,
Mm.
Sugah Man.
I love it.
So I used to carry a cape on the stage with me, a Superman cape in my pocket, and that's like carrying my dad with me. So
Wow.
somebody stole my cape, so now I got it real big on my neck, and that's
Okay.
carrying my pops with me, man. That was my superhero, man. My dad.
We gonna put a pin right there. Hey y'all, listen. We got the one and only Sugah Man. We on the porch, y'all. Hanging out with Sugah Man. We talking about his life, his upbringing, um, going through. You went through life. Life happens. Drug addiction. But we're touching now on what a lot of us know you as right now. You that man that's bringing comedy
Mhm.
into the field, but in a different format.
Right.
And we're gonna touch more on that. We're gonna take a quick break. Hey, I'm just one half of this dynamic show. Obviously, we already got.
Just Janae.
All right, this is Lock and Loaded. We'll be right back.
All right. All right.
Back, y'all. I am one half of this dynamic duo. I am Brother Mays, aka Marlon Rashawn Graves, co-host of the Locked and Loaded show. And here's the thing: special guest in the house is the one and only, the Ombre Triplet, the Sugah Man. And we talked a little bit before. He was telling us a beautiful story about not only how you got your name, but really the involvement that your dad, the influence that your dad
Yes.
has had in your life, and God rest his soul. The support that you had, especially starting out, you washing dishes.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of story is very retro in the fact because there's a lot of people who get their start because somebody didn't show up or somebody. Hey, I broke the mic the first time when somebody didn't show up, man. And next thing I know, I'm on the show.
You
What's
were
up?
ready. I
That part.
feel like that's important.
Stay ready.
You were ready.
That part.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so it goes downhill for a minute. So for about 2 years, man, I'm wanted everywhere. I'm doing shows out of town. I'm doing my thing. Well, as you know, in life, especially when you're not ready,
Right.
in mental area, some people call it willpower, but I don't. I believe in, strength relies in the actions that you take.
Yeah, I like that.
Right.
Mhm.
And believing in something greater than you. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I got back into drug addiction again, man. And
But was there, before you go there, was it because of the access or was it more or less the hype? Because here's the thing, because you and I are both same age. I remember in that time frame that it was kind of like it goes with the
right.
It goes with what
but
you
that
do.
but that wasn't the case with me.
Yeah.
It was I was getting money, man, pretty good
Yeah.
money too,
Mhm.
and then you know, I got married at 18 years old, but I don't got my family now the way I wanted,
Mhm.
right? So I guess I didn't have the responsibility, so I call myself sneaking.
Mm.
And you can only sneak for so long to
That's
a
true.
shows,
Yeah, come on.
and that's what was going
Done in the
on,
dark, come out in the light.
right?
Yeah.
And so eventually, as time passed in my late 20s, well, mid 20s, I end up, like I was telling you, I end up getting a job offer to go to a carnival.
Mhm.
And at this time, my wife had cheated on me, but I made her cheat on me because I was in the streets a lot now doing drugs.
Yeah, yeah.
Every time I did a show, I didn't make it home with the money. Or I come home and tell her I didn't do the show.
Wow.
It was crazy, man.
Wow.
And so she ended up cheating on me, and I just felt like somebody with a guy, and I lost my whole family. I got 4 kids at the time.
Mhm.
And I don't got my kids and my wife and nothing. I'm on the streets. And I could have, my family, I could have went to my family, but I didn't want to be seen that way. So I kind of lived on the streets, man,
Mhm.
literally. And so when that job opportunity came, I didn't take it
Yeah.
with the carnival. But then maybe 2 hours later, somebody else came to me at the Greyhound bus station. I'm trying to get some hustle on. You want a job, man? We sell this cleanser with the wool. And he's showing me how the cleanser works. We'll pay for your
Mhm.
hotel. You can go with us right now. We
Oh,
get a ticket.
wow.
By this time, I'm hungry. I've been standing out in the sun all
Mhm.
day. I want to go anywhere.
Right, right.
Well, let's go, man. So I end up going, and I ended up traveling with this company, man,
Mhm.
selling cleanser. And I end up in Colorado, and I got tired of the cleansers going to door, knocking
Right,
on
right,
doors and
right,
stuff.
right.
And I met a little chick,
God knows
and
I
we
sold
I ended up staying
vacuums.
in Colorado.
Come on.
And
Mhm.
next thing I know, 17 years had went by. I completely forgot about my family. Not forgot, but I kind of put it to the back of my head. I just dropped. I felt I had lost my family. So you can imagine you wake up one day, and before you know it, I ain't gonna say where I went for 9.5 years at that time, but let me just
Mhm.
say it this way. Everybody had on the same kind of clothes. And I was there for
Wow.
9.5 years
Wow.
because of drug addiction. And so
Mhm.
when I got out and got my life and started getting my life slowly in order,
Mhm.
one day my kids pop up. They grown now, man. They pop up in Colorado. They drove to Colorado. They there.
Do you feel, looking back at that point, because I've heard of this, and I felt like I just recently went through it. Uh, my mother passed about almost 2 months ago,
Mhm.
and what's transpired in those 2 months is regaining relationships that I didn't have for a long time. Thought
Yeah.
I did, but I didn't have for a long time. My question is, do you feel that intent from your kids driving out to Colorado,
Mhm.
coming to you, was that a call from God saying, I'm here to rescue you"?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And it gets even worse. I mean, so the seeing them, when me and my oldest son,
Mhm.
Diabre Jr., we call him DJ, he grabbed me.
Mhm.
And I'm talking about when he grabbed me and hugged me, he
Mhm.
couldn't let me go, and I couldn't let him go, man. It
Mhm.
was like, and I'm looking at my mom, and she is crying, and it was like our bodies were fusing together, like it was
Mm.
sending message to each other. It's serious. It's how it
Right,
was.
right,
Like the
right,
spirit
right.
was just, jamming, and just he was feeding him what he needed, and he was feeding me what I needed spiritually.
Mm. Mm.
And he couldn't let me go. I couldn't let him go. So when they left, I was gonna go back with them. My mama was still mad. My mother's a very stubborn woman, but loves me to
Mhm.
life, and I love her to life.
Right.
And she's always been a big supporter of me, though. Like she's paid for a lot of things with my shows, help promote
Mhm.
them.
Mhm.
She'll put the money out there for it. If I didn't have the clothes or outfit, she was doing all this
Mama
back in
take
the
care of
day.
her son. There
Yeah.
you go.
And so my son, I love this man. Uh, my mom was like, "No, he can get out there himself," because my mother believed in. She's
Mm.
always taught us that, and I love that her for that.
Mhm.
She
Mhm.
don't believe in handouts. She don't believe in. She'd be like, you're gonna struggle it yourself. So when you do get to where you need to be, you've
Yeah.
learned that struggle. See, I tell people, you don't know how it feels to be hungry until you've been without food.
Yeah.
See, then you respect it more. You don't know how it feels to not have a home until you've been homeless. Then you respect. I don't care if it's a house with holes in the roof. You know what I mean? But if it's yours, you respect it more once you've lived without it, right? And my mom believed that. I'm gonna let you have it hard so you can become a man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I tell people all the time, the definition of man or woman for that matter is responsible person. That's dry cut definition. And that's why I taught my kids. So when they brought me, I came, so my son was like, well, daddy said he can come back with us. My mom was like, no, he figure out his way to get there himself.
I love it.
You know?
Yeah.
And so they left. He mad. He mad. Oh, he's hot. He's hot as fish grease on a Friday. You hear me? He hot. So when they pull off, they in the rental, they leave. They say, I know maybe 20 minutes later, I hear a knock on the door. Do. And I opened the door. My son just kind of brushed past me with his suitcases. He said, I told him I ain't going until you go.
Wow.
You know, and that
Wow.
touched my spirit. And my mom came back. D, I read that. I said, look, D, I'm coming, man. Just go back.
Because your son needed you, man. He
And
needed
so
you. Yeah.
exactly. And so my mom felt bad. So later on she called me, look, you ready to come home? I was like, well, yeah. I don't want to call DJ man. He didn't talk to me since we got back.
You'll talk
Now,
to
mind you, my
between
mom
grandma
helped
or
raise my
grandson.
kids while I'm gone
Right.
in Colorado.
Yeah.
So she felt like I took something from her with him being mad at her.
Yeah.
She like, wait a minute, because he took my place because I was gone. She was my version of me. And so I came and surprised him. You know, we pull up to the car and I'm leaning down in the car. We pull up to his apartment. And when he opened the door and I jumped out the car, he was just like, yes. But don't stop there. Mind you, I was used to selling drugs and doing drugs, but now I'm not going to sell them no more. But the doing part wasn't finished with me. Yeah. So when I came to St. Louis, I took them through a small hint of that again. I got out of it though.
Yeah.
You know, it disappointed them. It hurt my mom. A lot of things went bad, man. And it got to a point where I had to stand up. I said, no, I ain't finna do this to them again. I did it to when they were little. I ain't finna do it to when they grown.
Right.
I had to fix it. So one day, a pastor came to me about a job here in Springfield.
Okay.
And this has been 6 years ago.
Right.
And I came and started working at this ministry or whatnot, getting my life in order. And so in the process of this, just fast forward a little bit, I had a stroke, man.
Don't say.
But let me back up. I just did something that they're gonna be mad if I don't mention. So before I left St. Louis, I was getting my life together through a place called STL Restoration Church.
Okay.
After I messed up with my kids again, I came back home and started using again. I got with this church, and they help prostitution addicts. You know, and the pastor, he was an addict. His wife was an addict, and they build churches and they help. And they have men's and women's homes. I ended up being the director of the men's home, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So then later on, after that, then I came to Springfield with this other church and start helping the homeless and helping other addicts. I was going to talk to different rehabs about, you know, where I've come from and my story and how I got out of it.
Stay right there. How much up to that point could you start fusing your talent with your pain?
So then at that point, though, mind you, comedy is on straight back burner. Why? Because I've always been, I'm just gonna keep it 100. My mom's is, my dad was, I was always a flashy person. So not to be able to put on no clothes, 'cause I ain't got the money to buy none. I ain't finna get on no stage. Right. So eventually, and it's crazy, I'm in my bed. This is when it started for me again here in Springfield. I had did a few open mic nights, but never had tried to do my own anything.
Right.
Just hitting up open mic nights, blowing the house down, you know. And what happened is I'm laying in my bed. This is about maybe 3 years ago.
Okay.
I'm laying in my bed. Life is going all right now. You know, I've been good for a minute. And I'm laying in my bed and I keep hearing this preacher talking. I know fell asleep with the TV on. This is a preacher. He got a raspy voice, and he's talking about 1:11. Go to chapter 1, verse 11 in this book, right? Now, mind you, what caught my ear is my birthday is January 11th.
Come on now.
It goes deeper. My
Ooh.
mom's dad, which I never met,
Mhm.
I was born on his birthday, January 11th, my
What?
grandfather's birthday. And he said, all right, now I need you to go to that same verse, same chapter in this book. But in between that, right? And the number has caught my ear. I'm half asleep.
Right.
He's telling the story biblically, and he is making comical storyline to make you understand the story, and it is funny. And they're laughing. Now, mind you, I ain't saw this man yet. I just heard this raspy voice.
Right.
And so finally, I look up, and it was this white bald head man. I'm like, what? You don't sound like that, you know. But I felt at that moment, God was telling me, okay, it's time. That's I got up and running that next day. I went to the comedy club that was here. I won't mention the name because
it's all good.
you know, I went to the comedy club and shot my shot at him about bringing Sugah's Front Porch and why I wanted it to be Sugah's Front Porch and what would be different than what he's bringing, right? Like, well, why would I want to bring? Well, the difference is we start to call it at one point it was called the celebration, soul obration, celebration, but celebration.
I like that.
I like that.
Because I was bringing comics of color and comics that will be very, very good, but may not be famous yet, right? And the first show didn't go over well because, like I said, he didn't promote it on his website, which his website got way more followers than I had until a week before the show. So we didn't have that big of a turnout. The next turnout was good because I jumped both feet in. My mom jumped in. We started selling tickets in St. Louis and made it a tour bus thing. Where with comics would tease with them on the bus, on the microphone, all the way to here, and they could see a show as well. And we had food on the bus, and they can drink on the bus too. So they was able to bring their own bag and drink on the bus because we rented these buses so they can get the drink on. So they had a ball from St. Louis, 3 hours and a half, riding with a bunch of comedians clowning.
That's
Come
that's
on,
an
man.
experience,
That's,
right
you know,
there.
that's a car ride right there.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
trip.
Man. It was beautiful. And my mom set that up. She came up with the idea. She said, I ain't gonna let them see you like that. I know you got the skill. She said, I don't want them to see a bad show, and not a bad show, but a short show with not that many people showing up.
Right there. What was the biggest challenge you faced in that turning point?
As far as
Well, you because the support levels there. Your mom,
yeah.
family. You realize that, man, do it now or never.
The biggest,
but because here's the field, and I'm painting a picture here. We're in the field, and I understand about these comedy clubs here will bring. When they bring somebody, they want to bring somebody that's named, somebody that is a crossover already, because you're dealing with this particular population.
Yeah.
But there's a big difference between the type of comedy that you're trying to bring here, because when you bring in black comedy, if the storyline don't fit, it will not work. Bottom line, you already know.
Right.
So was there a challenge in that aspect?
Right. So when we brought, I guess you could say, because I brought St. Louis here.
Yeah.
So then I end up going to where I'm at now, the Riff. The first show we did was Valentine's Day. It was lit. Second show wasn't that many people because they don't. I learned in this industry, this is where the turning point had to change. I learned that people got internet now. So if even I tell you that the 4 comics I got probably gonna be just as good as any comic you see that's getting paid for. Yeah, I mean, you ain't gonna believe me if you can't go on YouTube or find something on there.
You gotta be real. Yeah, you gotta be.
So now you talking about $20. I ain't paying, so I don't even know this dude. So what I had to do was change it up, and I brought in Jam and Jay Lamont.
Yeah,
I had to use wisdom.
I
brought in Jam and Jay to headline it. So now what I do is I bring somebody that's nationally known, right, to headline my show and bring in the comics that I know from St. Louis, Chicago, Kansas City to open up for the headliner so that they can be seen to be just as
of course.
good, if not better, than the headliners.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And give us an opportunity to be able to shine, to
Mm-hmm.
be able to tell our story. My story is I actually have a routine where I tell my story about, how the drug addiction started, how I was able to, you walk around the streets of St. Louis hungry. My stomach thought my throat had been cut because I wasn't eating nothing. I was just that out there, man.
Is the feedback is the feedback here now?
It's growing.
It's growing, as that's what I'm saying. Because at one point in time, and this to be honest, because the way I had heard you coming into the game, is like, oh man, this is dude out there. He think he all right and this and that, and he knows it all, but he gonna run into a roadblock. And then I'm saying to myself, I don't see that, I don't feel that, but then the outcome was kind of questionable. And so now, because when you did this Jay Lamont show, and it was around the same time that I believe we had Park Day going on down here. We had a couple things going on. There's when you're in a small area and you're doing a lot of things for the same crowd, obviously you're not gonna get what you want or what you need. And I hear somebody in the back of my head. They said, "Man, that show right there, perfect. That's what we need for this type of a town, this type of area."
So,
how did that from that point?
Right. So when you say that, and with life, man, you get some wisdom in life with age, right? I knew that was being said without it being technically said to me.
Right.
I feel the aura of people when you try to reach out and ask for help. I've reached out to some people that's been here and asked, "Hey, man, can you help me? I'm telling you, I got a vision, And but here's the thing, man. Just like my addiction, you understand me, how I want to get away from that, I had to do that, right?
Okay.
Sugars from Porch, I got to do that. So I really don't care about what somebody feel about what they feel I'm doing, because if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. I'm just trying to be, not necessarily sing. I love the stage, whether it be singing on it, comedy, acting, drama, poetry. I do all of those things. I'm able to give to somebody. I did a nursing home one time, and I did a prison show. I'm talking about the prison was packed, and they came to me and said this.
I would hope it's packed in the prison. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Oh my God.
But the show didn't have to be packed. The show, the room was that it was packed.
Yeah,
so this is what he said.
It's about the impact.
It's about the impact. Exactly.
Exactly. And so what one of the older gentlemen who had life
Yeah.
came to me and said this. He said, "I thank you, man." He said, "Man, I feel like I was at a real show. And for that, and just you taking me down memory lane, talking about your childhood, your drug addiction, this, that, and the other, in your comedy." He said, "I wasn't even here, man. I was at a show. I had on a suit and some more stuff."
There you go. There you go.
And that's my purpose.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. There's a lot of pain and hurt going on in this world today. And humor, I tell people constantly, humor is healing.
Yes.
I like going to the nursing homes and having them laugh. I actually start to work. I'm a CNA right now at a nursing home.
I was going to ask you that, yeah.
And I started in activities, and I was giving them laughter and fun. And they cling to me. And they right now today cling to me. And I'm able to give them hope.
I love it.
Because see, when you in a certain part of your life, depression is powerful. And depression will kill you.
Boy. You better
right?
preach.
And so with comedy, and people, when you laugh, it feels good, man. I don't care what nobody saying. You can be the evilest person in the world, and you get that laughter. You can be grumpy, but laughter, you get that giggle. You know what I mean? It makes you feel good, And so for someone to say that, this the beauty part of it. For someone to say that, I think he may know. I don't think I know everything. I just done lived a little life. I know I did the opposite. I've done a lot of wrong that I learned the right of. Right. But even if you saying that, guess what? That means you see me.
That part.
Come on now.
That means you see me.
They're paying attention.
Come on.
They're
You're paying attention. So if you paying attention, somebody else see me.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Muhammad Ali wasn't liked by everybody, but he was whooping that butt.
Woo!
Hello.
Come on. Hey, you know what, guys? Listen. Hey,
I love this.
y'all already know this is a hot show. Y'all gonna be watching it. Probably gonna end up being probably one of the most views we've had
Probably
so far. And I
between
hope so.
this is gonna be.
But it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot. Hey y'all, I'm Brother Mays. Obviously, Jay's Janae
Yes.
in the house. Listen, Sugah Man. He got us on the porch, y'all. Hey, listen, we're gonna be right back, and as we start to close out the show, we're gonna talk about, and I really need to get into this. He's got some upcoming shows coming up. He's got some things going on that I think that I think that your friends and your family are gonna want to come to because it's gonna be hot. I mean, I'm just gonna be 100. So we're gonna talk about that when we come right back. This is the Lock and Loaded Show. Appreciate y'all. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your brother from another. Hey, if you ain't been here,
Come on.
you better come on and get here, because we on the porch with the Sugah Man.
We on the porch.
Sugah Man. Like, let me tell y'all something, man. Like, real talk, Jace, how you been feeling?
I've been feeling good. I've just been sitting back listening to Sugah Man's story, and it's deep, but it's powerful, and it's definitely a testimony. I'm glad I got to meet you, Sugah Man. I'm pretty sure you said you got to Springfield like 3 years ago. So me and you.
No, I've been to Springfield now approximately 6 years.
Well, when you say you started doing the shows, it
Yeah,
was about
approximately 3 years ago. Yeah.
So I think I
love
met
it.
you like
In the beginning
right
of that?
when you started that, because I
Yeah.
got here about 3 years ago.
Right, I remember you very well, actually. Yeah,
I love it.
I remember. I actually remember the first time you got up on the stage.
Was it at the
You
when they
was
was doing the open
nervous.
mics?
Oh, you was nervous, but you did your
So was this
thing.
one? Was it something you had hosted?
No. I was there as just.
I think it was one of the melody rooms.
Yeah,
when they
I was
did,
one of the guests at the Melody Rooms to perform. You know,
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
the open mic talents. That's all.
Okay.
And yeah. So I wanted to do my own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that when I told you what did we start?
What's that?
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So the church
conversation
thing is
too
what
good.
made me get up and start running and try and do my own thing. So where I'm at right now is the Jam and Jay show was a success. Beautiful, beautiful show. He's a very beautiful spirit. I mean, when I was into comedy, you know, back in the day, I used to watch people like him when he first started. I was in awe with him, just his style and, you know, how he's able to transition from different voices and do the music within the turntable and all that. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, and some of the things he do reminded me of myself too. So I've always admired him. Jamie Foxx was another one I admire. I also was at Jamie Foxx show in St. Louis when he first started doing stand up.
Oh my God!
It was at Mississippi Nights, man.
What you know about Mississippi
Nights? Jamie
Oh
Foxx.
my
And so
God.
it's a crazy story, man. So
Man,
I'm with my
real
group.
talk. Real talk. Mississippi Nights, parked my car, right across the street. Parked right across the street, thinking everything was cool, brand new, everything. And it stole my tires, bro.
Oh yeah, they don't play. Especially back
Stole my
then.
tires. Real talk.
Crack was famous in the 80s and
Oh my
90s, boy. They weren't
God.
playing.
That's crazy.
So
No,
so
real
anyway,
talk.
we
It
had the
happened.
show. And I'm with the group, the Laugh Staff. So
Yeah,
Darius Bradford
yeah.
is with us. It's me, Darius Bradford, a couple other comics. We all
Uh,
sitting in the area for Laugh Staff. We got free tickets or whatnot. And Jamie doing this thing,
Yeah.
man. I get up to do something and knocked over the pitcher. And then, you in the club is already quiet.
Right,
It
right.
was loud. Everybody ducked down above the table. Darius ducked. So then we get to go to the back room where Jamie's taking pictures, greeting
Right,
me or
right.
whatnot. And back then you could smoke in the club.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Funny thing, man.
Kind of
Jamie made me mad,
the
man.
scene, you know.
So I'm smoking this. I was smoking there. I was smoking a
Yeah.
cigarette, and Jamie whispered to the person next to him. And dude came over there and said, "Hey, Jamie, can you put your cigarette out?" He could have said something. He's literally 2 feet from me.
Wow.
But
Wow.
I admired him. I love Jamie's
Mhm.
style, man, and I've
Mhm.
watched him transform.
Mhm.
And so he's one of them other comics that I admire. Michael Collier. If you have
Oh
not been in,
yeah,
I've done a few
man.
shows with Michael, man. I admire
Really.
dude. Michael Collier's
He's still
hilarious.
out in L.A., right?
I believe
Full
so.
blood.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I did 2 shows with him. He allowed me to open up for the comics he had brought
Right, right.
to St. Louis at the Ambassador. He was doing Funny First Thursday with Michael Collier. Nice, man. His spirit and his background is a lot similar to mine, if you don't know, but I'll let him
Oh yeah.
tell it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That he has a very, his background, and he talked to me about that, and it helped inspire me too. And so what we got now is the next show at the Riff. I got Honest John. Now, Honest John is a white comedian, but
Come on now.
also one of those comedians that speaks to the minority.
No, he
So it
resonates.
ain't
He
about
resonates.
white or black. It's
He
about
what's the guy name? And not to cut you off, but he kind of reminds me of the guy back in the day when Richard Pryor. They used to do this.
oh, you're talking about not George Clooney, but I know he's
You
Harris on the ponytail.
Yeah, with a ponytail.
Yeah.
They were kind of like you had the white Richard Pryor or you had the black whatever him,
Yeah,
and they used to
and
call it.
so Honest
Yeah.
John is very funny. He's a realist. When you listen to, and when I first talked to him about the airport, he was talking about if you get the ticket. He told me, "Hey man, don't you get me on a certain flight he didn't want to be on." He said because they'll screw you if they ain't got enough room. They'll just bump you off.
Right, right.
So, but he if you ever see him on YouTube, man, his style of comedy is straight to the point.
Oh yeah.
He talk about the whites and the blacks, but in a way that it doesn't offend any race.
Right. Because
Very
for a while
talented.
that was one of the biggest issues here in the field was
Yes, I ran into that. Trust
how
me.
they offend. There's only certain
I
things you can
ran
say.
into that
Yeah.
one of my shows. And he said not saying nothing about the white. I said I ain't talking about the white folk.
Right, right.
We all. Here's the thing with comedy, man. Me and you are not going to agree with everything.
That's right.
And your experience in life or a situation ain't going to be the same as mine. You should be able to speak your truth. Whether it's funny, you try to defend nobody. And in the comedy game, one thing about comedy is you're going to offend somebody sometime. That's not your attention,
That
though.
part.
Yeah.
Your attention is to grab everybody ain't like the joke you tell. You may have a group of people bust out laughing, do that same material somewhere else, they look at you like you're crazy.
Right, right.
Yeah, I mean, and so right now, this is a melting pot for me. I'm getting all these things and all these different feelings and all the different downfalls and goodness into my life, and I'm putting it in this pot, and I'm making up a cold batch, man.
I love it.
And so we're going to be moving the show to the new comedy club, Springfield Comedy Club, and that'll be in March 22nd. And I'll be bringing in the Rob Man.
Come on, man.
Yes,
You're going
man.
back.
We're going to keep it rolling.
Wow.
And these guys are going to headline my shows that got some names for themselves and give people like me and other comics who are good at what they do and love their craft an opportunity.
Do you know Miss Pat?
Yes. I don't know her. No, I don't know her personally, but she's came down here a couple of times
Oh, yeah.
actually.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, she
And
came
so
down.
I'm going to be reaching out to a lot of people. I got a list now, and that's the other thing about doing this walk, man. I'm meeting a lot of people
I was going to say
in the industry now.
I was going to ask you that because just like with Miss Pat, we crossed and we was like, man, we know some of the same people. My girl and I went to the show, and you talking about actually enjoying that moment when you get off and you talk to people. Now, here's the thing about comedians: you talk to comedians, you know this. As soon as you talk to them after the show or before the show, here's the thing: you really realize just how real they are. Now, I say they, I mean, it is what it is. Because it's not a facade. But comedians know how to turn it on and turn it off.
Right.
And I think that's the seriousness that a lot of us, or a lot of people, for the longest time, really couldn't get past because they were feeling either offended or they didn't know how to accept a comedian, whether they black, white, or whatever the
Right.
case may be.
So
So, do you find that that is why? And I have to ask this question
right.
because here we are with some of these comedians you're gonna be bringing. They've been out there 20 years, 25, 30 years, whatever the case may be. They're at a point in time right now where they are hitting crowds that they never could have hit before.
Right.
So does that make it easier for you, or is that one of those things where you feel like it's just that time?
It's time, man, to do something that is different
Mhm.
in a way that makes everybody be able to rather, and that's the beauty of this is what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get everybody, no matter what race you are,
Mhm.
to be able to just let go.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, when you're living life at a certain time in your life, everybody got a certain facade on. Put my business
Mhm.
suit on, got to be this
Mhm.
way, I got to
Mhm.
walk this way, right? The front porch is a spot where you kind of
Mhm.
relaxed. When you at
Mhm.
home, you just sit back.
Yeah.
And that's the concept. I want to be an intimate spot where everybody feels comfortable and they can just
Mhm.
let go. The comments I'm reading and going to talk about some things that you want to say but can't,
That part.
right?
That
You
part.
know,
Yeah.
and so I believe this, man.
Mhm.
I say this and I stick with this. The best, and I've been having this plan of being on stage and doing something powerful since I was 9, right?
Yeah.
And I believe this in my heart. The best plan in life to have is to not have a plan B, make plan A work.
Bottom line. Too
You see what
many
I'm saying?
too
That's
many
good.
outlets. Yeah.
And
Yep.
so if you're talking about me or you're saying, well, he think he know, hey, right on, keep on talking about me because
Mhm.
you helping me get my name out there too.
Yep.
There you go. There
Please
you
talk
go.
about me, Lord
There you
Jesus.
go.
Talk about me.
Yeah.
Because the more you do, this is how I've always been.
Mhm.
The more you do and the more I hear about, the more it make me step my game up. It
You
make me do more. It make me come harder. Not to prove anything,
Yeah.
but to show you a vision that I have that is beyond what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not
Mhm.
everybody gonna see the vision. They
Yeah.
ain't gonna get the
Yeah.
Right. You
vision.
don't see my vision, right? You don't see it. You just see the beginning of
Mhm.
everybody. If you look at anybody, whether it be Michael Jackson, anybody, they had a rough start. In
Yeah.
order
Yeah.
for you to see a rainbow, you have to go through a storm.
Come
That
on
part.
You ain't
now.
gonna never see a rainbow if it ain't rain
Come
first.
on, man. You better
That
preach.
part.
So yes, if you think I did something wrong or I've not done it the
Mhm.
right way or didn't promote it the right way, then help me out.
That
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Help me out.
Instead of criticize, what's that clip off of criticize when he
Criticize,
got the
You know,
criticize.
but
bags.
Hey,
God got something planned. I believe that. I believe that.
but Sugar, here's the thing, man. Real talk. You a creator. This is what I'm just being real. Thi- I don't I don't look at my peers and envy too many. I really don't. I think I can actually say maybe two,
But
if
that's
that.
growth for you though.
No,
Even if
that's
you
that.
envy him, even
Yeah,
if you envy somebody, that's just telling you I gotta step my game up.
That
but
part.
that part there. But here's the thing, and this is real talk. Did I break my mic? No, here we go. Here's real talk. I met you, and I immediately I'm like, this brother's creative mind is so on point. If I'm not around your energy, I don't feel like I'm challenged. And this is real talk because even in the just learning that we're gonna be doing a show
I
together.
can't wait to do that.
I mean, real talk. I can't wait to do it. But at the end of the day, here's my thing. What does the ultimate show look like to you? Because I know every producer, every creator, I can even say, Jace,
Yeah.
you got artists. What does that ultimate show look like for you to where you could say, yeah, I made it?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It ain't performing in front of millions. Of course, anybody wants
Right?
to do that, right?
Right.
It ain't that. It ain't uh I'm doing as good as Kevin Hart or doing as good as Cat Williams or doing good as
Right.
Cedric Entertainer, right? My goal, man, is to hear someone say, yo, he took me to a place that I hadn't been in a while mentally, to be able to experience some happiness inside of the bad things that's happened in my life. Because
Just
in
like
my
that
show, I started
brother.
talking about some of the bad things,
It was
right?
just like that brother you were saying that was in the prison. He
Right,
felt like he wasn't in prison.
right.
Yeah.
And that geeks me out.
Wow.
I like to be able to read the good comments. You know, that's what makes me happy. It ain't about no money. It ain't about, you know, if I'm going to, I want to be able to keep performing, because let me tell you something. I feel more comfortable on the stage than I do in my own living room, man.
Ooh,
I'm gonna be
man.
honest
Come
with you.
on
When
now.
I get on stage, whether it be with
Ooh.
anything,
You in your
I am
element.
comfortable.
You in your element, man.
I'm gonna tell you a good experience happened to me, and it touched me. And this is when you know something is meant for you, right? I come to the coffee shop to do the pictures.
Yeah.
For Mosaic,
Mosaic.
right? We're getting ready for the Christmas show.
Right.
And I'm telling him, like, yo, I didn't know I was doing the high part, but I got it.
I remember.
And so bam. So I'm showing her a little bit of that I can do the key they want me to sing it in.
Right.
And then you jump right in. And then Mama G from Mama G's
Oh,
Kitchen.
yeah. Let's
she
talk about
jumped
Glow.
in,
Glow
right?
did her
She jumped
thing.
in. And we start harmonizing. We never sang this song together. And we sounded good.
Yeah.
But what grabbed me more, so it wasn't that we sounded good, and we just, you know, we used to that. Black families and black people, we get together, you know, we never play space together. But you want to be my partner? Come on.
That part right there.
You know, so we just jumped right in.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that. It was the people that you probably didn't see that were standing in the door from the other side of the coffee shop watching us.
Yeah.
And the smile on their face, and they was looking, that's what touched me.
How they gravitated.
I love
And
that.
that carried me through my whole day. I
You
was
know,
in a bad mood earlier. I mean, when I left there,
because it was so fun. But here's the thing: it was so organic. Because I think I left after you did, and because I stayed and I was actually on the phone for a while, and I was sitting on the other side of the shop, of the coffee shop, and then as I walked out, this lady pulls me over. She says, "Excuse me, where are y'all performing?" And I was like, what do you mean? She says, I heard you and that other handsome black man and that beautiful black woman, and this, y'all were just singing, and y'all made me feel so good. And that moment made me feel like,
you feel me? So
I felt so good just from that response, man.
here's the thing, I believe this wholeheartedly. The spirit has to eat too. Watch this.
Yeah, come on now.
The spirit has to eat too. And the spirit lives on other spirits, good spirits. When you do something good, right? When you're doing something good to bring up that emotional where your hair stand up, that spirit gets to eat off of that.
Come on.
Right? And so, and it makes you bubbly. You wake up and you be in a good mood for no reason. Like, you know, that's because you have woken up the spirit now. And that also reflects the same way when you're doing wrong. Right? And you're wondering why you're feeling bad about something. This is when the spirit is conflicting you.
Yeah.
So the spirit also tap on you too and say, you know this is wrong.
Yeah.
This is why I like performing. Performing keeps my spirit fed, keeps me fed. I believe that God has given me something to help out people that's come through the lifestyle and the upbringing that I've been brought up in. I got some powerful men in my family. You know, my uncle, like you say, Bishop Tommy Triplett.
Bishop.
You know, and when I get to, I can't understand something, you know, that's who I call. I can call him, man, and he's gonna break down for me. He's the, you know. And so January 8th.
Yeah, because but let me tell you something, bro. You got a calling on you. I'm just being honest.
Amen.
You know, I'm a minister, I'm a preacher, and at the end of the day, you got a calling on you. I just want to, and I know this people gonna be like, man, this interview went kind of long. No, this interview was right timing.
Yeah,
I
it's just as
appreciate
long
you.
as it need to be.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Sugar, coming by the studio. This is the L&L Studios. Obviously, this is where we do our thing right here in the building of the Safe Haven. I already know you got something to say, so I'm about to pass it right to you.
Our special guest over to the side had a question for Sugah Man.
Yeah.
All right.
I got a question.
All right, now just introduce him first, because he been sitting
So
here.
this is Lee.
Lee?
You might as well come speak in the mic. Right
me.
here.
You better
So
come
they
on
can-
over
so they
here
can hear
real
you.
quick.
All right.
All right.
I got a question. Like with the new day and age of people, is it like hard to like, not like, you know how like people are so offended with like everything, and you just like,
I already know what you're saying
yeah,
without
like
saying it.
yeah.
I get you. I get you.
That's a good question. Thank you.
So here's reality. I did a joke one time, and my mom's friend, it's a gay guy that does hair in St. Louis. He's a beast. And I do a joke about, and I haven't did it in a while. I do, and it's hilarious, man.
Sound like my friend Dwayne.
Hey,
About.
so
Okay.
I have a joke about I go over to his house, and his house was prettier than my mama house. You know, he had lace and the carpet was all plush. You take your shoes off, take your shoes off. Took my little shoes off, you know, me walking. But he had
It's
two
all good.
Rockwilders in his house, man. Now, this joke wasn't meant to offend nobody. I already said he was gay. I don't care about none of that. That's, hey, you live your life to make you happy.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
So I said he had two Rockwilders in his house, and I jumped. You know, and he was like, they don't bite. They don't bite. I'm like, them is yard dogs, man. Rottweiler supposed to be outside. And the joke was that, hey, the dog, and it was funny to me, the dog came walking up past me, and he rubbed up against me like he was a cat or something and said, arf, arf. I said the little dog was gay. I said the other dog was looking at me like this here. He always showing off every time a Great Dane come in. Well, I offended some gay people in the audience.
Really?
They said they got up and walked out because I did. Reality is this. This is my question. Is there some gay pets in the world? And it may be.
Hey, that could
I
be
don't
true.
know. We'll never know.
I'm about to say, I think my
But
dog
that was
might
funny
be.
to me.
Wow.
Arf. This is a rock wild. Can you imagine him going, arf?
Nah.
Oh
You know?
man, hey, listen.
So, hey,
Oh,
I'm
you
sorry if I
wildin',
offended
bro.
somebody, but that was not my intention.
Yeah.
Man,
My intention is to bring humor in a
Yes,
way
yes.
that make anybody laugh.
Yeah.
Here's reality with that. What you just asked me.
Mm.
I'm not gonna be able to change the world. The world is gonna have gay people in it. It's gonna have straight people. It's gonna have people that go both ways. This is our way of living today. And it's always been, it ain't just today, it's always been that way. Now it's just more not it's more open to word that it's accepted, right?
Yeah.
More people are able to be who they are, right?
Mhm.
And with that being said, no matter how I feel about it, is the reality of it is it exists, right?
Mm.
I can't change that. So let's say if I took that out the picture and I just talk about blacks, whites, Mexicans,
Yeah.
and Asians.
Yeah.
They exist, right?
Yeah.
Right? They exist. I talk about Indonesian people. I talk about Africans or hunger in the world.
Yeah.
These things exist, right?
Yeah.
Gay people, lesbians, queers, they exist. Me talking about it, I'm not talking bad about you, and I won't do that. I don't talk about. I had a thing where I said the gay person looked at me, and I thought he was looking at me, and he was like, "Hey, you looking cute?" I was like, "Hey, I don't go that way, bro." He said, "I wasn't even talking to you. I was talking to him back there." You know, and my response to that was like,
Yeah.
well, he don't think I'm cute or something. You know what I mean? Because reality is this. Every person feel like to be
personal. Oh my.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is reality.
But that's a reverse offended. It's being offended, but
Right.
not being offended. But you reversed because now you're not. It's not. It has nothing to do with the person, who they are, the personality, whatever the case may be.
Right.
It had to do with how that
So-
made you feel.
Right.
I
Unfortunately,
love
you
it. I
have
love
to
it.
take.
Yeah.
See, comedy is supposed to be a space where I can tell it how I want to tell it.
Right.
Right. Unfortunately, you have a lot of people who get offended with comedy. I'm gonna tell you why I believe that to be.
People don't take themselves out of it and not just see it as an art. That's what
Right.
a lot of people don't respect.
Watch this.
the
Watch
art
this.
Okay.
You can go to a church, a preacher preaching,
Right.
and he's talking about something that relates to you. but it relates to you so much. You be like, did somebody tell him
Right.
about my business?
That part.
That's so true.
Right?
That
Now you
part.
looking like, but he ain't talking about you, but he talking about you. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, inside of that, right, I am here to entertain, right? If you are offended about something I said about whatever, then it ain't me. It's you that get that to work on. That's not my problem.
That part.
Right?
Wow.
If I allow you to make me angry, then it's me. But that's not my intentions. My intentions is to, but you can't satisfy everybody, man. You're not going to be able to. So I tried not to. I had somebody ask me, will you do a joke? Will you do your routine here? Not mention, don't talk about the white people. I'm never talking about them. I may tease them. Why? Why do I tease? Well, in Springfield, I'm running into a lot of the spots I go to. Hey, it's 3 black people in the audience in the play. I went to Branson. It was like 4 black people. I gotta flip flop it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not talking bad about them, right? I'm teasing them the way they tease with us. Cause you best believe Tom and Bradley and Paula, they talk about us. I'm just using the microphone.
No, man, this is open court. You're right. You're right. You're right. I mean, and I do want to ask this question because hey, this is open court, man.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself, and I gotta rephrase how I was going to say that. When you go to these particular shows, do you find yourself saying to yourself, "Man, I should have never did this show"? Or let me say this.
Yes.
Let me say this even better. When someone comes to you and says, "Hey, were you willing to do this show?" Do you turn down any shows? And if so, why?
I've never turned down a show. What I've done in shows that I maybe not really wanted to do, I may tone it down. Not necessarily tone it down. I don't have the energy, and that's to say, in any type of entertainment, I believe you have to have a certain energy.
Yeah.
And if I don't have that energy in walking into the place, it's hard for me to get it off. And I've done a few shows here in Springfield where I wasn't doing myself because I was given a list of don'ts and don'ts.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what? Yeah. So I kind of like stopped doing certain things with the comedy because I didn't want it to get out there. You know, because when I first started jamming, it was like, yo, dude, funny. But then I had some bad spurts. Not that I just wasn't having the energy because of the not going to say the negativeness, but all the rules that were given to me of don'ts and do's and don'ts. So Sugah's Front Porch, I'm able to take all of those things that I've learned in the last 2 years and doing these shows. Like I said, I put it into a melting pot and I come up with a way that I don't lose nobody now.
You know,
I'm able to touch no matter what race, what ethnic, what belief you are. Because I talk about the Muslim, the Christian, because I've been all of them, right?
Listen, if you want to hear more of Sugah Man and his shows, tell people how they can get in touch with you, how they can find you.
Right.
Tell them,
so email wise is comediansugahman.gmail.com. Sugah Man with an H. So it's SUGAHMAN. So comedian Sugah Man, all lowercase. And you can reach me that way. Or you can go on my website and look up, it's under Diabre Triplet, DEABRE Triplet, TRIPLETT. And it says / comedian Sugah Man. Or you can also look up Sugah's Front Porch. And like I say, January 8th, we'll be at the Riff with Honest John. Show starts at 7. Tickets are $20, $15 in advance. None of my shows are going to be expensive neither. Like I said, it's not about the money for me. It's about just getting people out to have fun, to enjoy self. So I made tickets cheap. I don't make any money off of this. I make enough to pay the people who are performing. And that's good for me right now.
And you said Capricorn, it's free,
and
right?
Capricorns get in free. January 8th, Capricorns get in free. You got to have an ID. You know, you can make sure you got your ID because I'm telling you,
No,
tell
man,
them
it's
your
gonna be
birthday 1,000
interesting.
times. They ain't letting them in.
It's gonna be so interesting to find out all these Capricorns that's been
Capricorns
living
in the
I'm about to
house.
say my birthday in January next year.
Don't play.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that's right.
Yeah, so come on out, man. And but I'm meeting a lot of fabulous, very, really good people, man.
Anybody
Like
you
I
want to
say,
give a shout out to?
yeah, Sade Shine.
Sade, baby sis.
She
what's up?
coming to perform as well. Like I say, Mama Lou St. Sippy,
Okay.
Lady Mojo. And we're gonna keep it going, man. And Katie Steele from Springfield. We got a lot of interesting people who've contacted me that's going to be coming out to perform and help me get this thing off the ground. So now people are starting to believe in my vision. It started off rough, but now people are starting to believe in me.
Blind, but now I see.
Yeah,
I get it.
You know, and
Hey,
it's only going to get better.
Hey, man, bro, thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much, man.
Yes, great show. Great show.
Thank you.
I am looking so forward to working with you. Fan already.
Amen.
Obviously. Guys, again, this is the Lock and Loaded show. You can find all our material on the Lock and Loaded show on YouTube. Obviously, I'm only one half of the dynamic duo, as you see.
And you know it's Jace Janae over here on the boards.
Come on now, come on. JC, matter of fact, do you got anything coming up? Anything with your music?
Do I? Well, shoot. What I was gonna say is gonna pass by the time that this airs. So I don't know.
Well,
okay. Hold on. Boop. I did just drop a new song. It's called Status, featuring JTFA. That's out on all platforms.
Okay.
And then also a song called PPP, People Problems Pain, featuring SOS Finesse Gang. That is also out on all platforms. So y'all
Okay.
go stream that.
That's what's
All
up. That's
right.
what's up. Hey, if you want to find out a little bit more about who I am and how it all started, Unite News, give a shout out to them. They just put me on a little article. They did you the same thing as well.
Nice.
UniteNews.org. Just check us out. You got different articles on myself, Marlon Rashawn Graves, aka Brother Mays. Obviously, my man DeAndre. Well, I'm gonna get that right. DeAndre Triplet. Obviously,
I'm
the
gonna
Sugah Man.
I'm gonna message his name up too. I'm gonna start calling him Marvin Gray.
Hey man, it's all good, man. It's all good. You know, it's that Southwest Missouri twang. You know, to be messing me up. But with that being said, y'all, hey, Law, this is the Lock and Loaded show. Hey, we out.
See you next time.
See y'all next time.
All right,
y'all come on out, man.